Hey everybody, it's the SESP Scouter. Today we're talking about Scoutmaster Conferences. Hey guys, welcome back. It's the SESP Scouter. Like I said, today we're talking about a Scoutmaster Conference. Stick around to the end and I'll share with you the magic question that I use to get scouts involved and take action within the troop. So there's two reasons that a scout would want or need a Scoutmaster Conference. And the first one is because they want it. They need to get it signed off as a requirement to move up in rank and for a board of review. Now the second reason is because I initiated the Scoutmaster Conference. I either haven't seen the scout come before me for Scoutmaster Conference in quite a while, or my advancement chair has given me a report of which scouts have kind of been stagnant, but usually it's because a parent comes up to me and they want me to help give their scout a little bit of motivation to advance up to the next rank. Now I can appreciate when a parent takes an active role in their scout's advancement and really cares about them, continuing on in the program. But I have to gently remind them that advancement and the pace that a scout advances is up to that individual scout. So with all that being said, most of the time when I initiate a Scoutmaster Conference, it's either because of the first or the second option. Now it's very important to remember, a Scoutmaster Conference is not a test. It's not a retest. It's not an opportunity for you to challenge or to quiz the scout on their skills. It's simply a conversation between the leader and the scout. Now, when we're talking about the situation where the scout needs the Scoutmaster Conference and they want to initiate it so that way they can advance in rank, 9 out of 10 times it goes a little something like this. The scout comes up to me at the very beginning of a meeting because they have it in their mind. They're going to get their Scoutmaster Conference at this meeting. And then they say, "Excuse me, Scoutmaster, I need a Scoutmaster Conference today." I say, "Great, that's fantastic. Let's get through our opening and then come and see me when you're ready for your Scoutmaster Conference." Well, the opening happens, skill instruction happens, the game happens, announcements happen. All these things happen, and I can't tell you how many times I've spent the entire meeting just sitting and waiting for that scout to come back to me and initiate the Scoutmaster Conference. Now, I make myself very available to my scouts during scout meetings. I either sit or stand in the same place, I have my Scoutmaster toolkit with me, and I'll make sure that I stay available for any scout or leader who may have a question or need my help with something. Now, when that scout does remember to come and see me for that Scoutmaster Conference, I tell him to get a couple of chairs to put it in a place where the rest of the troop or other adult leadership can see us, but kind of out of the way so we still have a little bit of privacy to have our discussion. Now, when we're ready to start, the very first thing I'll do is I'll ask the scout to hand me their scout handbook. I'll take a pen, I'll find which rank they're going for, find where it says participate in a Scoutmaster Conference, I'll sign that, date it, and I'll hand the book back to them. Then I ask them, "Hey, we haven't even started yet. Do you think it's weird that I've already signed your book?" "Well, the requirement says participate in a Scoutmaster Conference. I'm here, I'm ready to participate. Are you ready to participate?" And they'll say, "Yeah, I'm ready to participate." So I say, "Great, then there's no reason except for some kind of disaster or mega emergency that we can't complete this requirement today." And then we'll get into the Scoutmaster Conference. Normally that involves how are you, how's school, how's home, all the same olds. Now, while I mentioned earlier that a Scoutmaster Conference is not the time to test a scout on scout skills or requirements, there are a few questions that come up during a Scoutmaster Conference that I think are best suited for a Scoutmaster Conference. Tell me how you live by the Scout Oath and Scout Law. Tell me how you've done your duty to God. If they're going for Star or Life, I'll ask them to tell me about their position of responsibility and how they think they did fulfilling that requirement. And if the scout has worked on any merit badges, then I'll ask them, which was their hardest merit badge to complete? Which was the most challenging merit badge to complete? Which was the most fun merit badge to complete? And what merit badge would they recommend for other scouts or younger scouts to complete? Now, when we go to wrap up the Scoutmaster Conference, I like to finish the Scoutmaster Conference in the same way with every single Scoutmaster Conference I do. From Scout to Eagle Scout, I always end a Scoutmaster Conference with the same couple of things. The first thing I'll ask is if they have any questions for me. Now, with the younger scouts, scout rank, tenderfoot, a lot of times if they say, "No, I can't think of anything," I leave that be. But for the older scouts, I'll insist that they have a question ready for me. I tell them, "We've been sitting and I've been asking a lot of questions. There's got to be a question that you have." And I tell them, because usually they have a hard time coming up with something, I say, "Look, you can ask me a question about anything. I've gotten to know you over the course of this conversation. Do you want to ask a question so that maybe you get to know me a little bit better?" And most of the time, the scout will think of something and they'll ask a generic basic question. Was I a scout when I was growing up? How do I like the program? How do I think the troop is running? Now for the next question, normally I'll grab a pencil or pen or whatever we were using to sign off on their Scout handbook. And I'll hold it up and I'll say, now, I want you to imagine that I have a magic wand here. Now I'm going to give you this magic wand, and as the bearer of this wand, you have the power to change one thing in our troop. Now you can change anything. If there's something that we do that you like and you want us to do more of it, we can do more of it. If there's something that we do in this troop that you don't like, you can wave this magic wand and you can put a stop to it. Or if there's something that needs a little bit of help, with a wave of your magic wand, that thing gets help and becomes the thing that you want it to be. Now, if you've been involved in Scouts for any length of time, you're going to hear my magic wand questions and you're going to say to yourself, hey, that sounds a lot like roses, buds, and thorns. Well, you're right, that's pretty much exactly what it is. But I find that when we shape this in a different way than the classic roses, buds, and thorns, the Scouts react to it a little better, and I get a little more honest and genuine answer from them. Now, most of the time, I get the same answers from the Scouts. We want to go camping more. We want to go backpacking more. I wish there's a way for older Scouts to engage more with the younger Scouts. And I say, what's stopping you? I take the opportunity to remind the Scouts that they're in charge of their own program. They have a means to communicate those needs and wishes to the Patrol Leaders Council, whether they're sitting on the Patrol Leaders Council or to send up that information with their patrol leader. And usually a little light bulb goes off and they go, oh yeah, and it clicks. And sure thing, at the very next Patrol Leaders Council, we have a new suggestion for a backpacking trip or an outing or some type of skill or activity that the older Scouts can use to interact with the younger Scouts. All right, Scouters, you're up. What's a question that you have for me? And finally, here's your magic wand. What are you going to change about Scouting? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you see when I upload some new videos. Don't forget to keep it simple, make it fun, and put a little bit of magic in your Scoutmaster Conferences. This is the Sespi Scouter saying goodnight.